call for attention offers a unique opportunity to bring together representatives of the scientific community, the medical community, patient community, and policymakers who are all connected in their ambition to tackle vitamin D deficiency. Since the organizers of this conference have drawn my attention to the following problems. You may already know that it was a shockingly new information for me that at least 50% of the European population is vitamin D deficient. You may all have heard of that recent international study, the so-called GRANT study, according to which sufficient provision of the population with vitamin D will lower the health cost in 17 European countries by an unbelievable 187 billion euros. 187 billion euros with only 10 billion of additional cost.
I understood, in fact, once you got sufficiency of vitamin D in early life, that you didn't have to supplement in later life. The consequences, the economic consequences, as well as the trauma for the patient, and the reduction in life expectancy and so on, as a result of hip misplacement, breaks and so on, I think speak for themselves. And as our chairperson said, the one thing we understand here at European level is that when it comes to money, money can be advanced as a cost of advancing in terms of providing greater education, more resources and further research. It's the one thing that we understand here at European level, and we certainly will continue to push it. I think fortified foods, enriched foods, enhanced foods, with the necessary ingredients, I think that is the way to go. And what is absolutely fascinating as well is the fact that it has now been linked to these crucial areas, and that is cardiovascular disease, the reduction of colon cancer and so on. When you look at the figure in relation to colon cancer, according to research carried out at European level, something in the region of 400,000 people per annum are actually diagnosed with colon cancer. And from the point of view of men, it is the second most common cancer, and in women, the third most common source of cancer. So all of the evidence is there, the statistics are there, the research is there, we need to do more research, but above all else, we need to educate people.
It's really evident that vitamin D is crucial for prevention, that it can help in preventing a wide range of diseases. My involvement with vitamin D stems from my task as co-chair of the osteoporosis interest group in the European Parliament. The European Union is also involved in promoting good health and in providing more information and knowledge on health. Thus, I think we should use the European Union as a platform to draw European people's attention to the importance of vitamin D intake. We could foster awareness and knowledge through European-wide campaigns. Yet, what we all can do is to take home the knowledge what we get today. And I also have had such events in my constituency in Bavaria, and I also discussed osteoporosis and prevention by vitamin D.
The keynote speaker made a very important point that we have to base things on an evidence base. That's fundamental in terms of what we do. And I think for that reason, the conclusion and the recommendation of the report to try and prevent vitamin D deficiency in 75-year-old people by vitamin D supplementation is a very important step forward. If you go to the lower threshold, which is 25 nanomole per litre, which was traditionally adopted by all of the agencies in terms of setting diet recommendations, the Institute of Medicine, the Scientific Committee for Food in Europe, the Department of Health, for example, in the UK, they've all adopted 25 nanomole per litre. And 25 nanomole per litre as a cut-off, we still have anything between 20 and 35% of different population age groups in Europe below that. The dietary recommendations are probably outdated. And we've spent the last 3 years doing 2 major RCTs, one in adults and one in elderly people. And to cover the needs of 97.5% of the population, which is the cornerstone of a dietary recommendation, PRI in Europe, an RDA in the US, an RNI in the UK. For adults, you need 9 micrograms per day. Supplementation to take the keynote speaker's point, would be mass medication. So my opinion is that we do need to keep supplementation for the at-risk, particularly the elderly and those at risk of osteoporosis, but we have to tackle increasing the dietary intake of the whole population.
Throughout Europe, we are unable, or basically unable, to produce vitamin D during the winter months. And that even includes Greece and all of the Mediterranean. Actually, when we look at the natural nutritional sources of vitamin D, they are actually very rare. So significant sources of vitamin D we find in fatty fish. However, there is not enough fish in the sea to produce 2 portions of salmon for each of us every day. We know today, based on the highest quality trials, that vitamin D affects both muscle and bone, and that's actually a unique situation. We have no other substance in osteoporosis care that would do that today. Cell level, we see that if we give vitamin D to cancer cells, we inhibit additional proliferation and push the cell towards a healthy cell development. Is if we give 2,000 to 3,000 units of vitamin D to everybody, and then look at the reduction in risk of chronic disease, we could actually save 187,000 million euros